In Search of Heroes program. Book 3 of inspirational quotes in white text over gorgeous photos of nature that give you and your children hope for a happy and prosperous future. By Ralph Zuranski. Happiness is when what you think, what you say, and what you do are in harmony. Mahatma Gandhi. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Martin Luther King, Jr. Smooth seas do not make skillful sailors. African proverb. A strategy that cannot be evaluated in terms of whether or not it is being achieved is simply not a viable or even useful strategy. C.H. Rausch and B.C. Ball. Friendship is a single soul, dwelling in two bodies. Aristotle. Some men see things as they are, and say why. I dream of things that never were and say why not. George Bernard Shaw. Whoever you are, there is some younger person who thinks you are perfect. There is some work that will never be done if you don't do it. There is someone who would miss you if you were gone. There is a place that you alone can fill. Jacob M. Broad. A man who wants to do something will find a way, a man who doesn't will find an excuse. Stephen Dawley Jr. Your living is determined not so much by what life brings to you as by what you bring to life. John Homer Miller. I am not bound to win, but I am bound to be true. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to what light I have. Abraham Lincoln. Goals are not only absolutely necessary to motivate us. They are essential to really keep us alive. Robert H. Schuller. You cannot dream yourself into a character, you must hammer and forge yourself one. James A. Froude. I know of no more encouraging fact than the unquestionable ability of man to elevate his life by conscious endeavor. Henry David Thoreau. Know that although in the eternal scheme of things you are small, you are also unique and irreplaceable, as are all your fellow humans everywhere in the world. Ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. Lou Holtz. Here is the test to find whether your mission on Earth is finished. If you're alive, it isn't. Richard Bach. The pursuit of happiness is a most ridiculous phrase. If you pursue happiness, you'll never find it. C.P. Snow. An effort made for the happiness of others lifts us above ourselves. Lydia M. Child. Live not one's life as though one had 1,000 years, but live each day as the last. Marcus Aurelius Antoninus. Love is an act of faith, and whoever is of little faith is also of little love. Eric Fromm. For the American Indian, the ability of all creatures to share in the process of ongoing creation makes all things sacred. Paula Gunn Allen. We would rather be in the company of somebody we like than in the company of the most superior being of our acquaintance. Frank Swinnerton. Nature, like a kind and smiling mother, lends herself to our dreams and cherishes our fancies. Victor Hugo. Great is the art of beginning, but greater is the art of ending. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Happiness is a perfume you cannot pour on others without getting a few drops on yourself. Ralph Waldo Emerson. When the only tool you own is a hammer, every problem begins to resemble a nail. Abraham Maslow. The line between failure and success is so fine that we scarcely know when we pass it, so fine that we often are on the line and do not know it. Ralph Waldo Emerson. All who would win joy must share it. Happiness was born a twin. Being defeated is often only a temporary condition. Giving up is what makes it permanent. Lord Byron Marilyn Voss Savant. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. John F. Kennedy. Because your own strength is unequal to the task, do not assume that it is beyond the powers of man, but if anything is within the powers and province of man, believe that it is within your own compass also. Marcus Aurelius Antoninus. The greatest part of our happiness or misery depends on our dispositions, and not on our circumstances. Martha Washington. Those who think they have not time for bodily exercise will sooner or later have to find time for illness. Edward Stanley. The road to truth is always under construction, the going is the goal. Morris Berman. 'Tis the human touch in this world that counts, the touch of your hand in mine. Spencer Michael Free. A happy person is not a person in a certain set of circumstances, but rather a person with a certain set of attitudes. Hugh Downs. Sometimes the most urgent and vital thing you can possibly do is take a complete rest. Ashley Brilliant. Only those who risk going too far can possibly find out how far they can go. T.S. Eliot. You can never tell what type of impact you may make on another's life by your actions or lack of action. Sometimes just with a smile on the street to a passing stranger can make a difference we could never imagine. Ed Foreman. You always pass failure on the way to success. Mickey Rooney. Problems cannot be solved by the same level of thinking that created them. Albert Einstein. The heart has its reasons which reason knows not of. Pascal. If there is any great secret of success in life, it lies in the ability to put yourself in the other person's place and to see things from his point of view as well as your own. Henry Ford. If you do build a great experience, customers tell each other about that. Word of mouth is very powerful. Jeff Bezos. We have a choice, to plow new ground or let the weeds grow. Jonathan Westover. Work joyfully and peacefully, knowing that right thoughts and right efforts will inevitably bring about right results. James Allen. Products are made in the factory, but brands are created in the mind. Walter Landor. There is no knowledge that is not power. Ralph Waldo Emerson. We must be willing to get rid of the life we've planned, so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Joseph Campbell. I like thinking of possibilities. At any time, an entirely new possibility is liable to come along and spin you off in an entirely new direction. The trick, I've learned, is to be awake to the moment. Doug Hall. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. Frank Outlaw. Self-pity, the greatest enemy in our war for fulfillment. Unknown. Much wisdom often goes with fewer words. Sophocles. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you think about it. Mary Engelbreit. It is not what he has, or even what he does, which expresses the worth of a man, but what he is. Henri Frédéric Amiel. Imagination will often carry us to worlds that never were. But without it we go nowhere. Carl Sagan. He who wishes to be rich in a day will be hanged in a year. Leonardo da Vinci. You see things and say, why, but I dream things and say, why not? George Bernard Shaw. If you are in a hurry, you will never get there. Chinese proverb. The smoothest way is full of stones. Yiddish proverb. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. Chinese proverb. Men trip not on mountains, they trip on molehills. Chinese proverb. Motivation is like food for the brain. You cannot get enough in one sitting. It needs continual and regular top-ups. Peter Davies. The harder you fall, the higher you bounce. Unknown. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Les Brown. The greater the obstacle, the more glory in overcoming it. Molière. May you live all the days of your life. Jonathan Swift. Only those who can see the invisible can accomplish the impossible. Patrick Snow. There are no shortcuts to any place worth going. Unknown. Snowflakes are one of nature's most fragile things, but just look what they can do when they stick together. Vista M. Kelly. Don't be afraid your life will end, be afraid that it will never begin. Grace Hansen. Take heed, you do not find what you do not seek. English proverb. One who makes no mistakes never makes anything. Unknown. Behold the turtle. He only makes progress when he sticks his neck out. James Bryant Conant. Ask yourself this question, will this matter a year from now? Richard Carlson Ph.D. 100% of the shots you don't take don't go in. Wayne Gretzky. It takes as much stress to be a success as it does to be a failure. Emilio James Trujillo. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you, too, can become great. Mark Twain. A man's dreams are an index to his greatness. Zadok Rabinowitz. Do not go where the path may lead, go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Ralph Waldo Emerson. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult. Seneca. Pay no attention to what the critics say, no statue has ever been erected to a critic. Jean Sibelius. The men who try to do something and fail are infinitely better than those who try to do nothing and succeed. Lloyd Jones. Thank you for investing in the In Search of Heroes training program for Moms book series. Join the other moms who are part of our Heroes in Training program. To learn more about our Heroes coaching program for moms, visit us at http://insearchofheroes.com.